Hello, my name is Nick Davis, Team Davis, Remax Premier Group. I live and work here in the Tampa Bay area. And what I'd like to talk to you today about is buying a home in 2023. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over the 10 steps to purchasing your new home here in the Tampa Bay area. So let's get started. Number one, the first thing you want to do is get pre-approved because you want to be looking at homes that are in your criteria and within your purchasing power. Funny thing is you may qualify for more than what you think you can purchase. And this way you're seeing the homes that are within your criteria and within your budget. Number two, you want to give us a call, 813-300-7116. And if you don't know where or who to call to get pre-approved, we work with a local lender here in the Tampa Bay area. We've been working with him for many years. We've used him personally, so we definitely can give you a referral to him, and he can help you get squared away on purchasing your new home. Number three, we're going to sit down or talk with you on the phone, and we're going to set up your search in MLS. We're going to go through the criteria in MLS so that you get the best home that meets your needs and your wants. We're going to go through bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, price, of course, and the area that you're looking in, because we want the search to be as precise and meet all your needs and your wants again, so that you're only looking at homes that are what you're looking for. And the really cool thing about our MLS system is that it's live. So let's just say we set up a search and there's 30 homes initially that come up in your search. And tomorrow a new house comes up. Well, you're going to get an email update saying, hey, here's a new house that meets your criteria. And as well as if any of those homes that are in your search go under contract or come off the market, they're going to come out of your portal. And when I say your portal, you're going to have a private portal website directly connected to our MLS system. So you're going to have the information as soon as it comes out. One last thing about our MLS has the ability for you to favorite homes, put little hearts next to them, put question marks. It has a little messaging system within it. And you can also put houses in the trash can, which would be like houses you never want to go look at. And we can see all that in the MLS. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go look at homes. We're going to show these homes to you. We'll set up the appointments. Some of them will be occupied, some may be vacant, but we'll set up all the showings. And we don't recommend going and looking at more than 5 homes at a time, because otherwise they'll all be jumbled together and you really probably won't remember any of them. So we go look at the homes, make sure that the photos are a good indication of what the house really looks like. And sometimes photos can be deceiving to you. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, but depending upon the angle, the room may be smaller or larger than the photos depict online. So you got to go see it and make sure that it's going to be the home that you want to purchase. After we find the home, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at all the comparables that have sold in the community that are similar to the home that you're going to purchase. And we're going to give you our advice as whether the home is priced right, whether it's overpriced, and then you're going to submit your offer. Now, this process can take usually a day or two, depending upon if there's any counter offer to the offer we submit. But we get that offer submitted, we get you under contract. Once you're under contract, the contract will have what's called an escrow deposit. And an escrow deposit is a sum of money that gets put down as good faith and consideration for your purchase. And normally here in Florida, it's pretty routine that it's between 1% and 2% of the purchase price. Now, I know some of you may be saying, well, what happens to that money? Well, that money goes to the title company, and let's just say that it was a $300,000 house and it was 2%. So that would be $6,000. So when it comes time to closing, you're going to have to bring funds to closing. And those funds may be 10, 12, 13,000. Well, let's just say it's $10,000 for this video. Well, you've already put $6,000 down. So when it comes time to closing, you'll only have to bring $4,000. They will be applied towards the amount of money that you need to bring to closing. Also, there will be some inspections that need to be set up. Now, we work with inspectors here in the Tampa Bay area, or you can go online and find an inspector. But you'll have to do a home inspection at a minimum. Some homes may require what's called a wind mitigation report for your insurance. And some homes for insurance will also require what's called a 4-point inspection. Now, if you're doing a VA or another government-backed loan, there may be some other inspections, whether the house has septic or it's on sewer, you may have to get a septic inspection. If it has a well, you may have to get a well inspection. But we'll go over all that with regards to what type of financing you're doing and what home you're purchasing. So during the mortgage process, your lender will possibly and probably require updated documents. They may have some questions that they needed answers to. And a lot of times you can just send an email, or you may have to provide, like I said, updated bank statements, pay stubs. If you're coming down for a job, they're going to have to verify your income and your place of employment. So all this is going on, and it's going through the mortgage process, which leads us to the next step, which is an appraisal will be completed on your home. Now, the lender will order the appraisal. The appraiser is going to appraise the value of the property to ensure that it's worth what the contract price is. And if it's not, then the appraisal will send the report back to us. And let's just say it was a $300,000 purchase and the house appraised at $285,000. They would solidify this by showing comparable sales. Now, what happens next is we would have to go back to the seller and say, hey, I know we offered you $300,000, but the house only appraised at $285,000. Now, the seller has a couple options at this point. They can accept it and say, okay, we'll move forward, and they'll reduce the price from $300,000 to $285,000. They could say, I'm not changing it. You offered me $300,000, I want $300,000. Well, now you have some options. You would have to bring the difference, the $15,000, on top of your closing costs to purchase the home, or you could say, no, I'm willing to pay $285,000. That's it. And if we couldn't come to an agreement, then the contract would have to be canceled. Your earnest money would be returned to you, and then we'd have to go find another house and start all over. And again, like I said, if the seller accepts it, we move forward. Okay, so one of the last things that we're going to do is we're going to do a final walkthrough. And we usually do that walkthrough the day of closing, typically right before we go to closing, because we want to make sure that the house is in the same condition. All the appliances are there. There's no surprises. All the owner's stuff is out of there. And we do this so that, again, the house is the way it's supposed to be for you to go to closing and sign the documents. Which leads me to the last thing we're going to do, which is go to closing. Usually you would have wired the funds needed for closing the day before, so that way all the monies are there. You'll go sign all the closing docs, the loan docs, the title will have specific documents, and then you get the keys. We're closed. Now comes the fun part, moving in. Well, it could be fun. It may not be so much fun. You may be pretty tired after this. All right, so you're probably thinking, well, Nick, you're done. No, we're never done. We always follow up with our clients because there's certain things that you have to do after you move in. Like one would be homestead your property. You know, we're going to put you on a mailing list of ours, and we're going to send out information to you once a month. We're going to follow up with periodic phone calls, check in with you, see how you're doing. And then we always say, listen, especially if you're coming from out of state, out of country, coming to Florida for the first time, we have vendors that we work with, and 99% of the vendors that we would recommend to have certain things done, like, you know, brick pavers. Say you want to put brick paver patio outside. We have a paver guy that we could recommend to you. And like I said, all the vendors that we would be referring you to are people we've used ourselves, because it's pretty scary out there. And right now things are kind of tough. And sometimes vendors just will never even call you back. So, like I said, if you're interested in purchasing a home here in the Tampa Bay area, give us a call, 813-300-7116. I look forward to talking to you soon.